So boundaries plays a very vital role in SCCM, but we will create not often. 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, we won't touch it. But when we troubleshoot any issues related to the softwares which are not downloading and all in companies, the boundaries will plays a major role. Okay, a boundary is nothing but, a cricket boundary. Why they define the boundary line? Is it clear what I'm asking? In cricket stadium, they will create a boundary line. Why they will create a boundary line? Hello, who is good in cricketing? No one is there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So what is
Yeah.
the use of the creating a boundary line in cricket?
It's like to consider if the ball reaches out of that boundary. So to make decision like it is for
4 and 6, right?
6 and all. Yeah,
Yeah,
to consider. Yeah, it's
you know the definition of that. The same way, this is also one boundary. Okay, a boundary is a network location on intranet that contains one or more devices that you want to manage. So in SCCM point, so what the boundary will do is, if you consider this as a complete world, okay, you will have India. If we complete this as a world, okay, then you have an India. Am I right? You have USA. You have UK. Some different countries. Am I right or wrong? There will be many countries within world. Am I right?
yeah.
India, US, UK, Canada. Some each and every Italy. So within country you will have again lot of states. Am I right? I will give only two. Sorry. So again within a country, if you take about within one country, again you will have individual states. Yes, no.
Yes.
Bangalore, Pune, Pradesh, Kerala. Okay. So there are many other states. Okay. For example, if you have an office in Bangalore, losing the connection. Okay. So in Bangalore also you have four different buildings in very far location. So how you will identify a user is connecting from which location? Is it clear what I'm saying to you? How a machine can be, how a mobile number can be identified? Is like multiple. You can have the same mobile number for 10 people or 2 people.
No,
Yes or no?
no, no.
No. In the same way, each and every machine is unique within the company. Am I right or wrong? Within the company, computer name must be unique. You cannot have two computer names for the same computer. The same way, IP address must be unique. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
What happens if you keep the same IP address for different machine? Both will not work. Is it clear what I'm saying to you? If you have a Bangalore machine, you keep within the company. UK, you are keeping the same IP address. What happens? UK machine will not work. India machine also will not work. Why? Because if they are connected with the same LAN net, maybe they connected via WAN or LAN within the same. They have the communication between their each other within the company. Is it clear? What I'm saying to you?
Yes, sir, clear.
In general, each and every location, what is a distribution point? I said a software repository where the softwares are stored. Am I right or wrong? A distribution point is nothing but a software repository. All your softwares are stored at one place is called a distribution point. If, for example, for this location, if I have one distribution point called UKDP, for India location, if I tag for Indian location, if I give like Bangalore location, if I give UKDP, what happens? Is my software will install or not install? Will my software will install or will not install? A server which is in the UK location DP, if I tag it to the Bangalore location, will my software will install or will not install? Yes or no?
Both install.
Can you repeat louder?
Will not install.
Will not install. Why it will not install? The software will be
Because it,
installed, okay, but it will take some time. See, if you have a DP locally, what happens? It will complete within 5 minutes of time. If you're tagging a distribution point, which are in UK, it will take 4 to 5 hours of time, one day time, but it will complete. But it will take some time. Is it clear what I'm saying to you? So each and every location has one distribution point tagged, okay, location wise, okay. If you're tagging a DP which is not on local site, what happens? It will take some time. Depends upon your network speed from the Bangalore to UK site. Okay. It may take 2 hours, it may take 3 hours, it may take 6 hours, it may take maybe 20 hours, 30 hours also. Depend upon the size of the software, network speed between this Bangalore and UK site, the download size will varies. If it's a local, it will complete within 10 minutes, 30 minutes of time. Even it's a 2 GB of software, it will complete the download within 15 minutes or 20 minutes of time. But if you're tagging a location from different location, maybe from a Bangalore to Kerala or some other location, it takes some more time, depends upon your network speed, internet speed between the sites. If you have 15 Mbps line, it will take based upon that. It will have 20 Mbps line because they has to connect via not LAN. They has to connect via WAN services. They will use internet services as a wide area network. Okay. Within the Bangalore, you have multiple areas. There you will connect via maybe a LAN. Direct line you will take so that it will be somewhat faster. That's fine. But when you're connecting to the cities, we will use WAN area network or metropolitan area network where we can use it within. When you're very long distance, you can have do not have direct. You can go see if within the city you can give a wire to one location to other location. If it's completely a different city, you cannot plan. You can have an you need to contact a BSNL or some vendor. What they will do, they will give a dedicated line to the you and to you as a then within the country it may be possible because this vendor has a network throughout the India but not in the abroad, right? That's what other countries they will go via WAN means they will connect to internet. From the internet they has to transfer the data in a secure way. Is it clear what I'm saying to you? Hello.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
So now boundaries we will create each and every location we need to tag a boundary. Is it clear? How we can identify a machine? by a IP address we can
Okay.
identify. So if we see, a boundary is a network location on intranet that contains one or more devices that you want to manage. Boundary can be a IP subnet or AD site or IPv6 prefix or an IP address range, and hierarchy include any combination of these boundary types. To use boundary, you must add a boundary to one or more boundary group. If you want to use boundary, you need to create one or more boundary group. In combination to it, we can use it. What is boundary group? Is nothing but a collection of boundaries is called a boundary group. Okay. By using boundary group, clients on intranet can find the assigned site and local content to install software such as applications, software updates, operating system images. So boundary groups are logical groups of boundaries that are configured. A hierarchy can include any number of boundary groups. For each boundary group, you can have a combination of following. These are the types. In interview, if they ask you how many types of boundaries you have, there are 5 types. This is the new type which is added. Okay, AD site, IP subnet, IP address range, VPN boundary, IPv6 prefix. Within these three, you can use any one in the companies. Then some companies will use one or two, three. All three are one of anything. Is it clear? To identify a machine from a location, they will create any of these ways. They will try to create a boundaries. Is it clear? Is it clear what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
So in that
Yeah.
way, where you can use this boundaries information will be given by network team. So because network team will have complete picture of the IP subnet details. So that team, this request will come to one of any of your like on-site team members. Then if you do not have it, you need to ask the network team what is the new site subnet information, so that with that subnet you try to create a particular subnet, and you need to add only the distribution point from that particular location, so that no, the machines from the particular location download content from the respective distribution point for a software installation. Is it clear? IP versions, we know it's a IPv4 and IPv6. We know what is a private IP address and public IP address. We already saw. The private has five. Generally, IPs has a 5 class of range. Okay, class A 1 to 126, class B 128 to 191, class C 192 to 223. These are the intranet classes. These two are reserved for multicasting for video streaming. This is a experimental, like a and research development they will use, like militaries and all, they will use these IP addresses. These are for multicasting IP address. In companies they will use only in this. Again, it has a private and public IP addresses. Okay, we know private IP addresses are very few. Within the LAN we can use those private IP addresses. Is it clear what I'm saying to you? Only 10 series here,
Yeah.
only 172 series here, only 192 series only can be used in the LAN. Other IP addresses are public IP addresses, because you need to purchase the IP. If you want to get a internet for your home, each and every laptop must have a public IP, then only it will get an internet. If you want to know your public IP address, you can simply search what is my IP address, so that you will get your public IP. Because these public IPs are exhausted nowadays, the companies are using IPv6 addresses. That's we already discussed in our basic classes. Okay, that you can go through it. So these are the things of the boundary. Okay, so define a boundary. What we need to do, you will get the list of subnets details from your networking team, so that you can create your own boundaries and boundary groups. Is it clear what I'm saying to you? Hello. So you need to go to the administration, you need to go to hierarchy, you need to go to the boundaries. Okay, here what you need to do is you need to right click. Okay, you need to right click and create a boundary. Then generally in companies they may go for AD site, or the first preference is AD site, then second they will go for subnet. If not, they will go for IP address range. So IP address range is nothing but for one location they has an IP address starting 192.168.12.12, 192.168.12.255. If in one building they has only like very few information, okay, okay, then what happened in one location, the boundary naming also important. India, and they will give the location, okay. So Hyderabad, and then if they want a high tech city, then if they want to give some door number and all address, because in companies to identify boundaries is very difficult, because we have like 2000 plus boundaries in an organization, 2000, 3000. Because why? Each and every location they has to identify uniquely. Clear? So they has to create their own boundaries. Then they will create one boundary group name called India, Hyderabad. Then here they will add the boundaries. Okay. Okay. Then they will go to the references. Here they will give a distribution point where the softwares needs to be downloaded. Then they will give this site. Okay. Then what happens in the boundary group? You are mentioning which DP you need to contact. What is the boundary? If you have in India, if you have like a, within one location, you have two boundaries. For example, India, Hyderabad, Amirpet. Okay. Then you have a different IP address range for an Amirpet offices. 192.168.1.12, 192.168.1. Some 50. You create a boundaries here. In boundary group, you're tagging a distribution point. You need to give the list of boundaries in the particular location. Then go to the references tab, add the distribution point. In that means what you're saying, for one location, you're creating a boundaries for all the location within one location. Then you're in the boundary group, you're tagging the particular boundaries and DP server name. So what happens? The machines which are falling under one location can be downloaded a data from one server. Is it clear? Is it clear what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
In this way, you will get the list from the company. Then you will create a boundaries and boundary groups. It's very, very important. Clear? Any other doubts?